Hi everyone, my name is Dana. I'm a nurse practitioner, and this video is about finding your own preceptors. This video can be for nurse practitioners or physician assistants, even medical students, if your specific program does not find preceptors for you. So I'm just gonna get right into it. Okay, so I remember I randomly tried to Google. I'm like, okay, where am I gonna find these preceptors? And the first thing that pops up on Google on all these articles that they make, it was so frustrating. It's like, oh my gosh, you have to network. For someone who does not network, for someone who works as a nurse in a hospital who, just does their job, I was like, oh my gosh, it sounded way more complicated than it had to be. So I tried to break this up, but we're gonna start with networking just to give you a few ideas of how you find your network to ask for your preceptors. So it really starts with friends and family. Do you have friends and family that work anywhere? They can be working as anything, but in a healthcare facility where there might be the type of preceptors that you need. Do you have a cousin or do you have a sister and they can be like front desk. They do not have to be in the medical field, but do they work somewhere that you could ask hey, I want to come to where you work. I'm going to come professional. I just want to ask your local place. Or could you ask for me? Is there a nurse practitioner that you like, that you work with? Is there a doctor in your office that you like, that you think they'd be open? Be direct. And this is going to be the easiest group of people to ask for something because, mind you, you're coming to them. You want something, and for free, if you can get it, to get that preceptor. So make sure you start with your friends and family. And they might not, you can know someone. You can ask your Facebook group of people. Does anyone, I'm looking for recommendation. Hey, you guys, no matter what age, an office, or do you work in an office? I really need preceptor hours. And you'd be surprised. That's where you can start. Are you currently working? Where do you work at? You can ask those people that you already know. And it could be someone that you don't like. I know that sounds crazy, but you're in this situation, and at the end of the day, you need the hours to graduate. So while you're working at your job, you can see the nurse practitioner or PA rounding. You can see the doctor rounding, and you'd be like, hey, I'm actually in school. Sorry to bother you. Does your office, do they have an office outpatient? Do they have, depending on your specialty, what you're going to school for, just asking the people that you work around, because you're not this person coming asking for all these services. At least they might have seen you before. This could be a good way to speak to them about it. Hey, I'm in school, I need preceptors. Will your office let me get 100 hours? I just need these hours to add up. You need 500 hours for both the ANC C and the AANP. So you need your hours. So another thing, if you are currently working at a clinic or a hospital, if you are in a system where you have that business email, health system, Cleveland Clinic, if you get that email, are they affiliated with a school? Okay, this one is pretty important because let's just say you're part of a major hospital system and they have a university attached, and let's just say that hospital system has clinics. Some of them are very picky, right, with who they allow to go there. They might only have their students be able to precept at these offices. But if you are still working at the place, so this can be an in for you. Let's just say you grab a per diem at a hospital system. You weren't working there before, but this could be a way for you to get those affiliation agreement with the hospital if they have a lot of practice offices, like clinics and outpatient facilities in your area. Okay, so if they do have a school affiliated, what I had to do was I reached out to the student resources because I'm out or hey, I work at this hospital. I understand this is the university department, but I work here and I'm looking for preceptors. Do you have a list of preceptors that I could speak with? And it was a little difficult. You definitely have to be okay with communicating by email with people. I did have to go above the person, the program. I had to talk to the program director, CC that person, because of course I wasn't getting responses from the person and head of the team. I'm sure she's seen me as, hey, you're not a student for my university, I'm not in charge of you. I was just like, well, I do work for the hospital system and I am in need of furthering my education. So that was just another way. So these are all the ways that you can network and find those free preceptors. And especially if you went to a school like I did that did not come with preceptors, it's the skills you're gonna have to like work on to build on. And those are all the avenues that you can check out with first. So even though like I had to find my own preceptors and I had to do a lot of legwork, and I found exactly what I needed. I found pediatric, I found women's health, I found primary. I mainly needed family for a nurse practitioner. And I saved quite a lot of money on my tuition. Like, so I spent about $21,000 for my master's degree, and a lot of them are in the $55,000. So there were some I did have to pay for. It's very competitive where I am. I'm competing with all these specialties, MD students, nurse practitioner, PA students, even like medical assistant students. Like, so call ahead of time, see if they're accepting students that they're not affiliated with. And you can always ask, is there a fee? And what is the fee? And see if that's something that you're comfortable with. But I was able to get away with the majority free preceptors, except for the specialty ones. And I think this is, you know, a good place to start if you're not sure on how to go about networking. You're gonna start with these four. So I really hope this video was helpful for you guys. This is what I did to find the preceptors that I needed. And I hope this was helpful for someone.